Voila! So today we're going to talk about Yoni Eggs that disappeared. And I know it's tragic, sometimes you can wait 6 months or a year to get a specific egg that you longed for and you want to work with, and then a couple of months later, a couple of weeks, or for some people a couple of days later, it just disappeared. And there's nothing magical or mystical or negative necessarily going on. You have to remember that Yoni eggs are crystals, and it's well known when you start working with crystals that crystals have an intelligence of their own. They are spiritual tools. So from that basic notion that they are spiritual tools, they know best where they need to be. They know best what they need to be doing. And so it's really, really normal if you work with crystals, that crystals disappear, that crystals travel, that crystals end up where they need to go. You can receive a crystal that were meant for you that was offered to a friend and ended up on your lap. Just the same way you can have a crystal that you really don't know what to do, and which is an amazing treasure for someone you know or someone you meet. So that's a way for them to move around, a way for them to go where they need to go, and especially in this area where crystals are coming out of the ground. They are traveling the world. They are exploring all of the cultures, meeting so many different people. So many more people are called and inclined to work with crystals, that we are really in the era where the crystals are traveling the world. And for the betterment of all of us, because we get to be in that energy, we get to share with them, we get to work with them and align our purpose with what they have to offer. So if your Yoni egg just disappeared and you knew exactly where you put it, and you start searching your house like a mad person, and you look and search and couldn't find it, well, just know that it is a crystal. It needed to go, so it had to go. So don't be alarmed about that. However, it does point out that there's something that you need to do, and there's something that you need to assess, especially for the Yoni egg. Sometimes when the crystals leave you like that, sometimes you reflect on what type of crystal it was, what circumstances, where did you lose it, when did you lose it, what did you need it for, did you have a set intention, things of that nature. So you can start thinking about what may be the message for you, what may be the thing to take home from that situation. Especially, for example, I've mentioned in other videos how, and I will keep repeating how important it is to connect with your Yoni egg. Yoni egg, as I mentioned, to me, it is a spiritual tool. It is not a sex toy. It is not an inert object. It's really a being with a specific vibration that's there to help you. It is really a spiritual tool that's there to assist you, not to do the work for you, but to facilitate and assist you in working on specific things. And so if you don't take the time to connect with the Yoni eggs, if you don't open yourself and be ready to work on certain things, then sometimes the egg's just going to disappear, because it's going to go towards somebody who's ready. If you're not ready and you just want to have a pretty egg just to have a pretty egg, and your egg is not that type of egg, it's not that type of egg to just sit around and just be pampered or just sit around the room, then it may just disappear and end up with someone who's ready to work, end up with somebody whose influence is going to be easier to assess and manifest things that they need to work on. So that's one thing that you need to think about. Second thing also, besides connecting with the Yoni egg, I always say before you buy a Yoni egg, be mindful to know yourself. To know yourself on all of the different various degrees. As a woman, you have different cycles, and those cycles overlap with one another and are intricate, and influence your experience here. So it's very important that you understand those different cycles and what they mean. It's not just a matter of putting the first day of your period on a moon calendar. That doesn't mean anything. It's now to look at it and to find the patterns. And I've made a specific course on that that I will link here or there. And I'm really happy to see that a lot of people are actually purchasing the courses and doing very well with that, because the courses has like 8 different sessions teaching you and guiding you towards you trying to get to know yourself. The course is not giving you any answers. It's giving you pointers so you can do the work yourself, and you can acquire that knowledge by yourself on your own. It's a self-study class. And with that knowledge now, you will know when is the best time to introduce the egg. Some people just go, and then the moment the egg comes home, They just rush and just insert it without even taking the time to even feel what type of energy it is. Ask, even interview your Yoni egg. The same way some of you will do for your deck of cards, your tarot cards, to have an interview spread and ask the tarot card or the type of deck what they're offering you, what they will be best for you to work on, all the different stuff. You could have the same thing with the Yoni egg. Ask them where they're coming from. Don't even look at what the seller is sending you. Ask them. Ask them where they've been. Ask them how they can help you. Ask them what they think you should be working on instead of you deciding what you want to work on. There's so many different things that you can do in connecting with the egg that could create a stronger bond and make your working relationship, your friendship, so much easier and so much better. And I think also the essence of the Yoni egg, as opposed to regular crystal that you hold, that you display, that you have around you, is that the Yoni egg actually fuses within your own self. You have the ability to have it within you. And I mean, I can't even describe it. You have to meditate, get to a meditative state with the Yoni egg within yourself to understand what I'm trying to describe. And to really understand how you can connect and tap into that vibration to help you see certain things, to help you understand certain things, and to help you uncover certain things as well. So there are many different reasons why a Yoni egg will just disappear. And I think every time, if it ever happens to you, you really need to sit back. You really need to look at what type of Yoni egg it was. What was the issue that you thought was most pressing and the intention that you placed on it? What was your environment like as well? You have to take that in consideration. The same way, if your environment is messy, the vibration is not conducive to the vibration of the egg may not want to stay there. The same way, if you are close to having your menses and you didn't realize it and you're trying to force insert the egg, or trying to force the egg to insert the egg several times. That means that's the case when you inserting the eggs, it comes out, you reinserting again, and you keep going and going and going. Each time it comes out, it doesn't stay within. That means it just doesn't want to go in. You just have to let go. You just have to wait until the time is actually ready. And those kind of things are avoidable when you take the time to connect with the egg. And I know a lot of women do not like it. I say, 6 months to a year. If you've never worked with crystals, it may even take you longer than that. And I also said that in that process of connecting, there's so many different things you can do to really connect with the energy, to really start knowing the energy in terms of dream work, in terms of meditation, that can blow you out of the woodwork. And inserting the eggs becomes the cherry on top of the cake, and no longer the cake itself. And I think when you have that different perspective of that, it is something that it's like when you have a little piece of chocolate, you can take the chocolate, chew on it and finish it up, or you can take the chocolate and just suck on it and let it just melt in your mouth, and it will give you two different experiences. One will last so much longer. One will help you really get the taste and the savor, and savor the moment. And I think depending on the situation, depending on what kind of woman you are, what kind of situation you're in, one or the other can be good. However, for some eggs do not like that. Some eggs would not going to like that with you, particularly in a situation, and that may be a reason why they just disappear. So there are a variety of reasons. I couldn't sit here and tell you all of the different reasons, and I'm sure some other people can come up with other reasons as well. But it's just to tell you, don't start freaking out because of that. You remember that the Yoni egg is a crystal to begin with, so that's completely normal. Ask anyone who works with crystal how many crystal just disappeared without them knowing where they went. So that's normal. But it's also an opportunity for you to just sit back and start thinking about yourself, your situation, and maybe where in your life are you rushing too fast? Where in your life are you maybe overlooking something or missing something? And sometimes also it is that little point of darkness, that little point of fear or shadow that you refuse to explore, that you refuse to look at. Because the egg can leave you if you are not serious about working or are not serious about doing some work. as I mentioned, the egg is there to facilitate that work, not to do the work for you. So if you're somebody who's wishy-washy, you bought the egg because you wanted to work on, but then the next day you don't want to, and you keep going like that. Some eggs may not want to be. They want to jump off and be with somebody who's actually serious, somebody who's actually gonna get started. And some other eggs are much more patient. So it also depends on what the type of eggs that you have and the type of task that you want to do at hand with them. That match has to be there. So of course, if you are thinking about Yoni eggs and you need consultation, deciding what kind of eggs you want to start with, my information are in the description box for you to reach out to me. And I hope this was useful. If you ever run into that, don't panic. But do take the time to have a little introspection to assess what's going on. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.